Uh, Hello everyone, I am Dr. Manisha Gaur and I welcome Mrs. Champa Saha. She is an educationalist, she is a theatre artist and a wonderful storyteller. And of course, the topic of our today's topic of the B series is story and the hidden brain. So, for mental health awareness, and for the importance of the emotional and mental development, well-being. So that is why we have started with these series, and you are our esteemed guest in the series. So, ma'am, the thing is that stories are getting outdated these days when we talk to people. People say कि नहीं अभी तो इतना बच्चा वीडियो देख लेता है, यूट्यूब पे स्टोरीज देख लेता है या फिर टीवी शो देख लेता है, पिक्चर्स देख लेता है, गेम्स खेल लेता है, मोबाइल में बहुत ज्यादा इन्वॉल्व होता है, उसके पास बहुत सारे साधन है, खेलने के लिए बहुत सारी चीजें हैं। तो स्टोरी टेलिंग जहाँ होती है ना, जहाँ पेरेंट्स अपने बच्चों को बैठ के या ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स अपने बच्चों को बैठकर स्टोरी सुनाए, दैट इज getting away somewhere. People are getting away from this concept. So, what would you like to tell me about this concept? What do you think? Why is story so important?
Well, it's a very significant question that you've asked, Manisha, and as you rightly said, that children have access to a whole lot of devices and other options nowadays, which are quick options, button options, just one finger press and the whole world is out there. Now, that is exactly the reason why we are getting to see more and more, reports of children who are not very patient, not very tolerant, they don't complete their tasks. We are getting to hear more and more of the term that is ADHD and things like that. Basically, we need to remember that storytelling is one of the most ancient human civilization components. That is when actually humans started getting civilized, they started off with storytelling. जो cave paintings थी, वो क्या थी? वो that is when the human realized the need कि जो भी मेरा experience है, I need to share this with the other fellow creatures. So basically, it's the hidden brain, it's deep inside us, this urge to share, narrate, and experience firsthand. Now, earlier what used to happen, children would be brought up in large families. 8 members, 10, 15, 18 members in a family. Different levels of age groups, different experiences, different approaches to life, different tonal, inflections in language, different vocabulary, different interests. And a child growing up in that milieu was getting to hear stories all the time. कोई ना कोई कुछ ना कुछ बता रहा था. It may not be story as we think of कि कहानी जो किताब में लिखी होती है, but even just telling or sharing कि आज क्या हुआ, आज वो हुआ, उधर मैं गया था तो मैंने ये देखा, or I heard mummy saying this. These are all stories. Now, as the growing child,
event in itself,
exactly. So, as the child was growing and was able to hear all of this from the members of the family itself, actually what was happening, all the developmental domains of the child were being catered to. Everything. The child was listening to a whole lot of different language and communication techniques in the stories that he or she was hearing all around. The child was thinking a lot, whole lot of cognitive development over there. All stories, all narratives talk of feelings or emotions some way or the other.
Right.
So children were getting first-hand experience.
Exactly. They were getting that experience. They were relating themselves with each other. So whenever children come to me, in my clinic, when people come to me, my clients, and when I ask them, who all are there in your family, when the moment they talk about that I have my grandfather, grandmother, and my uncle, my aunt, so I tell them, oh, you're the lucky one, that you have so many families now. So I really feel those people who are living in the family, joint family, and those who have their grandparents with them, suddenly they're lucky enough, to have their
In spite of all the other issues, the relationship, social issues that today's model world has thrown up in our living together with so many adults and so many people, the adjustments needed, the compromises needed, all of that apart. But primarily, this variety, this multitude of experience that a child can face. You know, a large member family is like a microcosm of the world. It's like a reflection of the real world outside. But contrary to that, actually में क्या हो रहा है? Children are being brought up in nuclear families and even single parent families and a single child. आजकल तो भाई बहन भी नहीं होते. So here you have a child जिसका कोई first hand experience ही नहीं है in human tone, voice, emotion, reflection, relationships. So it is a sadly deprived upbringing. You can give everything to your child. You can buy 10 laptops, you can have the child constantly on some program or the other, but you cannot replace the humans around a child by using the gadgets and what the human talk about.
Right. From this, my question comes that how does the brain, how does storytelling and brain are related? How does storytelling affect the brain?
Tremendously. Tremendous. It has a very organic relationship. First, what I just touched upon a little bit, the primary developmental domains: physical, language, speech and communication, cognitive, social and emotional. The 5 domains. Each of them get triggered in a storytelling association or interaction. The storyteller and the listener actually uses the body. The expression, hands, gestures, everything. The body gets involved. Speech, communication. Story is made up of words. And sometimes it's not only the vocal, the verbal language, but a lot of non-verbal communication. You know, you're talking about a king, automatically the teller will become like this. You're talking about a lion, you're talking about a mouse, you're talking about an elephant. So automatically your body is swinging, your expressions are changing, you're talking of anger, and you know, you've given that to your voice. The emotions come out, the relationships come out. So language gets a lot of impetus. Cognitive, there is so much thought in a story. The very composition of a story is a lot of food for the cognitive development. क्योंकि कहानी सीक्वेंशियल होती है, कॉज एंड इफेक्ट होता है कहानी में. ऐसा हुआ था पहले तो बाद में कहानी में ऐसा हुआ. दिस लिंकिंग, दिस एसोसिएशन इज प्रेशियस फूड.
Linking association.
Yes, this is precious food for cognitive development. That is cognitive development. That is what leads finally to problem solving. And what is the composition of a story? कुछ भी नहीं है. शुरू में it's the introduction of the main character. फिर कुछ होता है, it's a conflict, और आखिर में वो conflict resolve हो जाता है. That's a typical story. So that is exactly what the cognitive brain needs. The cognitive part of the brain needs. It needs to understand how to think of various ways of solving problems. And there is nothing better than a story to afford an example. And the last 2 domains, social, emotional, कहानी में तो without there being a social context, किसी परिवार की कहानी होगी, some village story, some town, some country, some alien space. It is belonging to a community. Panchatantra देख लो, it's about animals. Through animals, you're teaching a lot of things, you're learning about a lot of things. So the social emotional domains, which are very, very difficult to cater to. कोई स्कूल नहीं है. There is no curriculum. Cognitive के लिए बहुत कुछ कर रखा है. Although it is a tip of the iceberg. Thinking नहीं सिखाते हम schools में बच्चों को, but चलो कम से कम sorting, categorizing, colors, shapes वगैरह वगैरह हम सिखाते हैं. But the social emotional domain is completely neglected.
Exactly, and that is how when
we expect them to grow holistically. कैसे होगा?
So until unless the story, that means what I could get it. Until unless there is the storytelling is not happening, the association is not happening, the relation is not happening, child will not be able to learn. Child will not be able to empathize with the situation.
Not at all. No neural pathways are being created.
Exactly.
A teacher who comes into a class and straight away starts writing on the board or opens the textbook and straight away says, okay, this is the theory, has not made any impact.
This has completely.
But if a teacher, yes, it's completely
so robotic. There's a test.
Yeah, you can't relate to it.
Yeah.
The learner is not able to relate. Story kya hai? It is creating this relativity. You know, the theory of relativity that Einstein has given us, it actually has a reflection in storytelling. Everything relates to each other.
Exactly.
It's cause and effect.
Yes, when you're talking about it, there's the incident which comes in mind. I mean, there has been a research which has happened, and that research, there were two groups taken of children. One of the group was narrated the story of, a patient and the doctor, and the patient suffering from cancer and was accompanied by the relatives who were sad enough. Another group was shown the story which was simply about a zoo, about the visit to the zoo or anything like that. So after the story finished, when those two different groups came out of their own rooms from the theater, from the storytelling room, so the group which was shown the cancer patient's movie was so empathized with that and was so developed so many emotions that they even those teenagers, they even shared their half of the pocket money. In fact, they donated that. So that's really
absolutely. You see, that is the magic.
Yeah, that's the magic.
Yes, because why the empathy came is because this narration, this creating of a whole scenario through words, tone, gestures in the listener's brain, what's happening, this whole vision is being created in their own way. They are relating it to it in their own way. I want to share this little incident in my life when I was suddenly asked to do a storytelling for a group of Afghan children who were refugees.
Yeah.
And they were being looked after by an NGO in Delhi. I had just landed. I straight away went. I didn't even think of what to say. And as I stood there, I just started making up a story about a little plant that was uprooted, went through tumultuous storms, finally got rooted somewhere else. And then there was a larger tree there which kept telling the baby tree, don't lose heart. You have come away, you have left everything behind, but look up. It's the same one sky over all of us. Back in your land, it's the same sky. Feel the wind, feel the breeze. It's the same breeze that touches all of us. The same water. So in a sense, I was just trying to tell these children through this story that yes, you have moved away, but that does not, and this new land is strange, it's different, it's difficult, but it's not so difficult or so different. It's the same thing.
It's the same what you were
and
there.
At the end, I had this little child who with tears is telling in her language to the interpreter that today auntie has told our story.
That was
so the relating, I didn't know them, I didn't know their language, they didn't know my language. Yes. So you see this
again, your story relates to that experiment that
exactly. That is what a story does. That's the magic of stories. That is why it goes much deeper. It goes into the subconscious. Why? You talk to anybody. You talk to geriatric people. You talk to people who are 80 and above, 75 and above. They will tell you stories that they have heard in their childhood. Now here is a person who does not remember sometimes their own name. They don't remember where they kept something. अभी रखा होगा और भूल गए होंगे. लेकिन आप पूछो कि आपकी नानी दादी आपको कौन सी कहानी सुनाती थी, तो फटाक से बताएंगे. So you see this whole association, it's not a coincidence. It's not just simply कि हो गया. No, it's a neural process. The story that we hear at any time impresses our experience, touches a chord, relates it to something that we have seen, heard, smelled, experienced in life, and that goes very deep into our recesses.
Exactly.
And we can always pull it back.
On this, I have another question. So, what would you? I mean, how would you like to express that? how do children learn? What all do children learn out of these stories?
You can teach anything to any child through a story.
The skills.
So suppose now you have these curriculum topics, let's say for very young children, you have color, shape, whatever. You can create stories around color. You can tell a story about a rainbow that was bright in the sky. Bring in all the colors. How one color makes another. If you have pink and white coming together, red and white coming together, it becomes pink. So many aspects about colors. If you're doing colors with a child, you're doing germination, you want to teach a child germination, tell them the story of this little seed. Tell them the story that, make a story that a grandfather took the grandchild to the garden and said, today let's plant the seed. And they did it. And then every day the child would watch, put water. And then one day this little something came out. And the child said, what is this, Dadu? And Dadu said, oh, it's a new plant. So you can start teaching that. No matter, you want to teach buoyancy about, how water is displaced when a weight goes into water, you can teach that through a story. It doesn't matter which age or what.
If somebody is very good with the story.
Because what you are doing is, you are only creating associations which are chain linked. The sequence in a story helps our brain to connect the dots. When we talk to children about a concept just out of a textbook, it has no relativity to their lives. Children ask me even today, ma'am, why should we learn history? Kya hai? True. How does it matter what Akbar did?
Exactly.
But you tell them a story.
Stories help them a lot with the association, and this is what I generally tell my clients when they come to me. If there's a parent-child relationship issue, or if there's something else, when they come to me in the clinic, and if they have some kind of special children, if they're special children with some autism or something. So I ask them that go through the story narration is going to help them, that will develop that association. So I think I'm right.
Absolutely. And it's a very significant point there, especially children with difficulties, psycho-emotional difficulties or cognitive difficulties, intellectual disabilities. What is happening in a story is the story is a model. It's through that model you are offering a concept to a child. Instead of that model being impersonal and something theoretical, you are giving it life. It is happening with people, it is happening with animals, it is happening in environments that a child is familiar with. Something is happening in somebody's home, something is happening on the road with somebody. So that is something the child can relate to. The child can understand. But out of context, suddenly there are little children who say, what is the meaning of truth? They ask me. It is such an abstract concept. We are so used to it, Manisha, कि हम बच्चों कहते हैं सच बोलना चाहिए. अब बच्चा पूछता है सच है क्या? Because कभी-कभी उसके दिमाग में जो उसने सोच लिया है वो ही सच है. A 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, you will know this. You would have seen it in many of your children. That they have thought of something, and that has got
that beautiful question.
Exactly.
Coming up with the thing. But only the thing is that their questions are not being answered.
Yes.
Again, because of the gap, because of the time gap, either the parents are working, or the single families which you told about initially, nuclear families, single parenting, all these things, the time constant. Because of that,
very true.
Are not answered.
And unfortunately, it's not happening. And it's not only the single families, the nuclear families and all of that. It is, another thing is that somehow today the world has become something which is a rat race towards achievement. When parents are even exposing children to beautiful things like music, dance, art, so many beautiful things, the idea behind it is no longer the exposure. The idea is बच्चे को certificate मिले, मेरा बच्चा और qualified हो जाएगा. So it, at the end of the day, it is still a kind of a life test for a child. तुम्हें हम 4 साल से डांस सिखा रहे हैं और तुमने अभी तक ये लेवल पास नहीं किया. That's not the purpose of learning dance alone.
So right. So with this,
So it's the same.
Yeah.
Same way with the story. I'm telling you, well,
Yeah.
you know, teachers and parents say कि क्या कहानी क्यों सुनाएं बच्चों को?
हाँ.
I mean, like we are just
हाँ, सब
तब
कुछ
तक
है.
let the child
कहानी
sit and
क्यों
read
सुनाएं?
some book. हाँ, सुनाएं. Let the child sit and read. उसका reading skill develop होगा and all that. I'm not saying no.
Exactly. This was my next question. That what do you think? Storytelling is better, or reading the story out is better, or if the child is reading the stories or books by himself or herself, that is better. What do you think?
See, everything has its value. Everything has its significance. But telling is something that is the most complete service because it is catering to a huge developmental aspect for the child. It is interpersonal. You are interacting with your listener. You're looking at your listener. There is communication. You're saying something. There is response. When I say, "और जैसे दरवाजा खुला, there was," and the children go, so that very response tells you that, oh, there is anticipation, something is going to happen. Now, that is vibrating the entire being and body, both of the teller and the listener. It's a complete participation. That is holistic. Now, everybody wants holistic things for their children, but holistic है क्या भाई? एक कौन सी चिड़िया का नाम है? Nobody wants to question that. They have an image thought in their mind.
Exactly. Nobody wants to know that either because everybody is in the rat race that my child should be better than that child. And my child should compete more and more. But
yes.
They don't
and it is the saddest thing. Saddest thing is बच्चे थोड़े बड़े 5-6 साल के भी they are like, oh, auntie, stories is for little babies. And then I tell them, I am not a little baby anymore and I love to listen to stories. Really? And I say, yes. I say, they say, why? Why? Because it's the best thing to, you just get to hear so many things through a story. And you're just sitting there and listening and getting carried away into a faraway land, visualizing. So that's the thing I was coming to. When a child reads a story to herself or himself, we could probably consider it as the next advanced level because now what the child is doing is as the child reads whether loudly or whether silently, the child is formulating all those images on his own. Whereas if the story is being told, the images are being helped by the teller, by the tone of the voice, the expressions, the body gestures. But now children may move on to reading it for themselves and creating all that visualization for themselves, which is also fine.
Right.
But what will going to happen? That child will probably tell that story to somebody else. So telling never stops.
And when the child tells the story to somebody else, child's own experiences, expressions adds on to that. It
exactly.
Those words, simple words which she has heard or she has heard, her own imaginations add to
Absolutely.
it, and then that story becomes a carrier.
Another story,
a carrier of.
That is why the heritage of folk tales is so rich. You will never hear one version of a folk tale because for hundreds of years people have just told these stories, and every time you tell a folk tale, you add something to it, you change a little something, and so it just becomes richer and richer, more and more and more versions. So that is creativity. My question is that parents want all of this. They want cognitive development, social development, language development. They want creativity. They want visualizations. They want imagination. But they won't do the simplest thing that can create all of this. The simplest is to sit down and tell a story.
Exactly. Our life itself is a story, and I think that is where filmmakers and everybody is going, or people write their own autobiographies. Those autobiographies are their own life events.
Exactly. It's a personal story.
So we are the characters ourselves.
Absolutely.
And when we become the characters, and when we listen to the story, what I could get from you, we develop, increase our aura of understanding of different cultures, different places, different areas, and emotions and everything.
Absolutely. It's like I said, I keep going back to it. It's the most participative process. A storyteller gives everything to that story. It's like a whole bag of giving, and the taker, the listener, takes it, and the listener takes what the listener wants. There is no one lesson that a story teaches. It's a multiple lessons, multiple takeaways. And each listener will take away different things from a story. That's the beauty of the story.
Right. So my next question to it comes, is too much storytelling, when storytelling is in excess, too much storytelling or reading, does it affect the brain?
Well, one would be, it would be difficult to define as to how much would be too much. So given the schedules of children, let's say the academic demands that children have to face, certain lessons have to be completed, certain things have to be written, certain number of math sums have to be done, certain projects have to be done, given all of that. Now, if we do think or see that some children are avoiding that kind of boring or regular kind of schoolwork and choosing to spend more time in the land of fiction, in the land of stories, then some moderation is required. Yes. But I feel that, the curriculum teaching has become tedious and boring because we've taken the story away from that.
That's right.
Every lesson is a story.
Even the notebooks. Initially, when we were young, I remember we used to have some stories in our Hindi books, English books.
Yes.
या फूड की रात जिसको हिंदी में भी दोनों थे, इंग्लिश में भी चैप्टर, हिंदी में भी चैप्टर. Those stories are not found now in the curriculum book, the curriculum. So
बिल्कुल. मतलब आप फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायोलॉजी, ज्योग्राफी, कुछ भी, the delivery of the lesson can have the principles, theories of story, which is sequencing. हम एक लेसन अगर क्लास में compartmentalize पढ़ाएं, these are the subheadings, moving from one subheading to another, and we forget to emphasize the chain link, the correlation, then we are going against a neurological process, because science has proven that the brain learns as a chain link. Everything the brain learns. बुनाई जिसे आती है ना, knitting कैसे करते हैं, एक उसमें एक मतलब वो स्टिच में नीडल डाल के we pull out the yarn from that same stitch. So from within a stitch, the new stitch emerges.
They're interconnected.
That's how the brain learns. That's how the brain learns. So if we had not removed, if we had not made the teaching process so compartmentalized, physics teacher will teach only physics, English teacher will teach only English. We don't make it easier, because children suddenly feel कि maths अलग चीज है, English अलग चीज है, physics अलग चीज है, but it's not like that.
I know.
The real world, everything is into everything.
They can have some practical experiments to it also, which will help them in the better learning. And best thing in story, I think best thing in story is that we use maximum of our sense organs. We are seeing, we are listening, we are
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a whole body experience.
Exactly. When these sense
It's a
organs
complete
are
body mind experience.
active, they stimulate and increases our learning, our language, even the cortex, the left part of the cortex,
completely energized. Yeah.
Yes.
And stories,
language development that gets activated.
Fantastic. It one has to remember as an adult that a story or the telling of a story, the reading out of a story, whatever, reading out maybe not because you're not really establishing that rapport, you're constantly looking at your book, but whatever it is, if that's the only option you have, fine. So anything can have different objectives. It can be simply for entertainment, it can be a winding down, it can be to teach a concept, it can be to emphasize, to revise a concept. Depends on what you're using the story for. So we have to move away from narrow definitions of story also. कहानी सिर्फ वो नहीं है जो अकबर बीरबल की होती है. Like I said, वाटर साइकिल भी एक कहानी है. हम बच्चों को कैसे सिखाते, कितना बोरिंग. हम ऐसे ही कर दे कि बहुत पहले एक नदी हुआ करता था. It had so much water in it and the sun was shining brightly and suddenly the river realized कि मेरी छोटी छोटी ड्रॉपलेट्स तो ऊपर चढ़ रही हैं. ये कैसे हो रहा है? ओ, सन उनको गर्म कर रहा है और जब गर्म हो जाता है तो वो भाप बन जाता है. एंड व्हेन इट इज स्टीम राइजेस. तो ऐसे पढ़ा हुआ वाटर साइकिल, किसने मना किया, है ना? सो a story is not just कि एक हाथी था और वो जंगल में रहता था. वो भी कहानी है, उसमें भी सिग्निफिकेंस है. और फ्रैक्शन पढ़ाना है, ट्रिग्नोमेट्री पढ़ाना है, उसकी कहानी बना दो, वो भी कहानी है. The idea is to trigger the neurological process of learning.
I think that is why the concept of
हम process of learning को दबा देते हैं.
that
We
is why the
hinder
concept
learning.
of anagrams have also developed. That you
Yes.
make these anagrams, you make those
Yes.
pictures, you can,
Yeah, these mnemonics for memory.
yeah.
सब कुछ ये, all that is part of using principle story. So there is, I mean, I'll keep saying it, keep repeating it, that there is nothing like storytelling. Using principles of storytelling, using methods of storytelling for an adult to reach a child. You want to reach a child as a psychologist, you want to reach a child as a mother, you want to reach a child as a coach, as a trainer, as a teacher, as an older sibling, you want to reach a child as a grandparent, you want to reach a child, use a story. Either a story or principles of story.
So
When
I
you
think
talk to them.
This is something wonderful. You've told the principles of the story. The principles of the story which must be used in every teaching. So that learning becomes easy for the students to learn.
Much.
Especially for the
Communication.
Especially when the base has been made.
Yes, absolutely. Completely.
That concept so beautifully. These principles
Yes.
of stories are being held at that time. So I think the development is going to be wonderful. May it be the language, may it be the problem solving, may it be the emotional, may it be the social development.
Yes.
All these
Identification of emotions.
Yeah.
Naming the emotions, understanding how to regulate emotions, how to deal with emotions, how to respond to emotions in others.
So when it is dealing in all these things, it naturally develops the problem solving techniques. It naturally
Exactly.
develops that empathize. That how can they empathize with the fellow colleague, the classmate,
Yes.
or the sister, or the player,
Neighbor, anybody. Absolutely. So, because a story actually penetrates the conscious level of the mind and actually reaches the subconscious, it just stays there. It is there all your life. Once you've heard a story, once you've heard something that has been narrated to you using the principles of storytelling, using eye contact, using you and the teller as a conduit, like both to each other, it's a two-way process. It will remain. It will never go away.
So what do you think? What is the basic concept? Why people get, or people, I would say people, everyone gets attracted towards stories? What is
That's-
attractive?
that's-
What pulls them towards them?
See, that's the magic. Firstly, it is somewhere reaching them beyond the conscious level of the mind. It is reaching deeper recesses of a person's brain and a person's mind. Secondly, the very composition of a story. When you start a story, The listener knows now something is going to happen. And after that, we don't know how it's going to end. So this innate sense of curiosity, which is there in all of us, is triggered. Okay, so what happens after that? What happens after that? You will have the impatient listener just wanting to reach the end of the story. You will have the patient, tolerant listener wanting the story to go into details. So you'll have different listeners wanting different things, but they all want to listen. They all want to know how the story moves forward. So that is why it appeals to everybody. Storytelling. Oh, you're going to tell a story? So it's also like, it's like when we call up a friend and said, hey, sun, mujhe kuch batana hai. In effect, what are we saying? कि मुझे तेरे को एक कहानी सुनानी है. Basically, हम ये कह रहे हैं. कुछ बताना है हमें. हम थोड़ी ना बताएंगे ना आइंस्टाइन ने जो वो ग्रेविटी का बताया था.
हाँ, और उसके बाद
ये तो नहीं बात करेंगे हम.
डिजीज क्यों ना हो, that friend will hold. अच्छा पता क्या बताना है.
हाँ.
Curiosity, that inquisitiveness, that develops.
Absolutely. It's exactly that which appeals to the human brain, the human mind. In fact, recent studies are showing very interesting findings that pet dogs, see, when you have dogs at home, you're talking to your dogs all the time.
Yes.
They like, and there are some words that the dogs understand very easily. You want to take them for a walk, you want to give them a treat, there are these words. So research is showing that if you talk to your dog using those words which a dog really likes, they actually listen and they respond. They become alert because it's, I tell stories to my dogs all the time. And they actually listen. I mean, you can see the alertness. You can see that they are paying attention to me. So it proves that we get some kind of a comfort from hearing this sequenced narrative that takes you from, the start of a journey, goes through the journey and takes you to the end. So
something
also,
like
Manisha, the story,
weird, exactly. But I talk to
the story leaves you with a sense of completion.
Yes.
There's very little else.
Right.
Yeah.
So narrating
Very
to
few other things.
Right. So narrating a story to anyone, like I told you, I even talk to my plants. So though I'm not getting that response back, but the moment they're moving or with the breeze, the leaves are moving, they are the kind of response to you.
Absolutely.
So somehow that storytelling or talking to them are again triggering you, stimulating you with your own thoughts, your imagination.
Absolutely. Yes. See, the moment you tell a story, it immediately brings a huge sense of achievement. There are very few things in human life that actually give us that sense of instant gratification because you started a journey and you finished it. So the storytelling, it actually releases a lot of endorphins also. You may be telling a story.
Yes. There's something very
and you may be empathizing with the tragedy in the story, but it will also leave you with a sense of satisfaction. आज मैंने कुछ किया, मैंने कहानी सुनाई, कुछ शुरू हुआ था.
Exactly.
Yes.
There's a wonderful thought given that if you read stories every day, you live many lives before you die. But
Absolutely.
if you do not read a story at all, or you do not listen to the story at all, you live only one life throughout the life till you die.
Very
so
true.
Storytelling is like that.
Yes. It has that thing about being life itself, because what is a story? It just reflects life. It is everything about life. So one way or the other, it is food for the brain. It aids development in everybody, no matter what age, what level, what ability. It only adds and adds and adds. It brings interest, it brings curiosity, it brings in a whole lot of information, knowledge about, as you said, different people. It builds skills, interpersonal, intrapersonal skills. It gives you a model of behavior, a model of thought, model of motion, so many things.
In a nutshell, your overall personality development happens with the story.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it was a wonderful session with you. I'm not feeling it to end it. Stop it anyways because we have connected the way of your expression. Yes, I think that connects anyone more with you. So maybe me
Thank you.
also.
Thank you so much.
So what will be the take home message for our viewers from your side?
Go just now and tell a story to whoever is sitting in front of you. Let it be a 5-minute story.
Yes, certainly, certainly. So everybody must narrate stories, everybody must talk, and especially I would tell this to all the parents that howsoever busy you are, at least spend 5 to 10 minutes with your
Just
child before the sleep, or for the storytelling, that will develop,
yes.
that will increase your bond, that will develop that
Yes.
trust of your child in you,
Yes,
and your child
exactly.
will be open
Absolutely.
enough to talk to you about all the things. So,
Absolutely. Very
uh,
right.
I think this would be, and to all our viewers, if you want to have another session on storytelling, do write on the comment box. We will again call Mrs. Champasa and we
Oh,
can have
yes.
another session with her.
I would love to be with you again on this.
And
It's a
and
topic
and
very close to my heart.
yes, of course, you're a theatre artist and a storyteller, so you must have bonded so many people. And again, to my
Yes.
viewers,
Definitely.
I would both of you, I would really like if you comment. If you want something else, any suggestions for the new podcast, please let me know. Drop a comment in the comment box. This video will be this podcast will be viewed can be viewed on YouTube channel for Dr. Manisha Positive Mind. And this link will be shared by us, by me also, and by Mrs. Champa Saha also on all the social media groups, so you can view it everywhere.
Yes, sure. Sure. Thank you so much, Manisha, for this wonderful opportunity.
And thank you so much. Pleasure is mine that you are here, and I'm sure our viewers must be benefited a lot with all this.
I hope so.
Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Okay.
Bye bye. Have a wonderful
Bye.
day. Okay.
Thank you so much. Bye.